Hello, this is the LEGO DC Superheroes Lex Luthor Mech Takedown set. So let's start with a look at that Lex Luthor mech, shall we? I mean, obviously this isn't the first time LEGO has done a Lex Luthor mech, but this looks better to me. A lot better. Okay, a major thing that I care about with mechs is range of motion of the arms and legs. And this, wait a minute, these go up and down. This is a ball joint for the elbow here. I can kind of come partway across the body. You can also make strange angles like that. What about with the weapon over here, this energy axe? You can bring it across the body and do forward stab and slash actions. Of course you can go up and down with that, no problem there. The legs are able to come forward and back. They don't have any knees, but this thing is very stable. I'm able to get it into, I'm able to get it into kind of a moving looking pose fairly easily. This is actually leaning forward a bit and it's still holding itself up. I think this is about as far as I can splay the legs apart and get it to lean a little bit more. But I mean, this is not giving me any trouble whatsoever. This is feeling as stable as an action figure, like a good action figure. All these abilities to move things around. It has this tired old helicopter canopy piece that they've used a billion times by now. I'm so tired of that piece, except when they use it in new ways. With these relatively new parts that were first introduced with Nexo Knights, those actually fit around the sides there pretty well. This uses some stickers, but I think to good effect. Most of the changes in color that you see around this are from legitimate building techniques and actual physical texture. You've got the 6-stud shooter up here on the top. That's able to turn all around and fire in any direction. These thrusters back here are on ball joints, so you can move those all around. It's got a nice little bit of friction in them. Wait a minute. This just lifts right off. His escape pod. You can bring these out like this to create a little bit of a aerodynamic braking device there. That comes right off, no problem whatsoever. His canopy, his operating compartment, has 2 control sticks he's able to hold on to. He's got a sticker for the seat behind him. Looks kind of tech-like. That's kind of nice looking. You don't need to put that sticker there if you don't want to, but I think it adds. You've got some nice small pieces used around this to create a little extra texture, a little extra detail. I mean, the shape of the body just fits together. I'm almost speechless because this seems to be done almost perfectly. Usually with mechs, especially from LEGO, there's usually something wrong with them. There's usually something seriously wrong that just doesn't work. That seems like a dumb decision. It seems like it's unnecessarily bad for playability or unnecessarily bad for the appearance and displayability. But here, I guess the worst thing about it is just this flat surface. They could have put a couple of inverted, basically these, a couple more of those back here, or maybe the square ones to just give a little better transition, but it's not bad. I think this is a really good mech. This thing is solid. Where have mechs like this been all this time? And it's not a huge one. The entire set is just over 400 pieces, so this is not a big major collector's thing. It's not like the fire mech from the Ninjago movie. That was a huge thing and a very involved process to actually build. This thing, to me, it has the mix of colors that I'm sure a lot of folks won't like, with the purple and green going back and forth. I have a little bit of trouble with that myself. I'm not a big fan of that color scheme, but it's appropriate. And just how stable this thing is, how it wants to stand. Let me see if I can get it to stand on one single foot. Just for... Well, that was easy. That was almost too easy. Let me see if I can get it to be like leaning forward. Really? You're kidding me. First time I've tried. doing that. And it just works. This is incredible. This is really incredible. This is what I want. From now on, this is what I want from every Lego mech that's anything close to this size. I want to be able to do all of these poses. I want it to be that easy. I want parts to not be falling off. This is what kids want. To be able to do stuff like this, just to grab like an action figure and just pose it however you want. Done. Good job. End of review almost. No, there's still other stuff to look at, but they did it. They made a good mech, a really good mech. I almost don't want to look at the other stuff in the set at this point because I'm afraid that it'll let me down relative to that mech. Well, this is the Bat Glider, and it's not bad. Oh, look at that. You can change the angles of the thrusters, and what is that? Is this fake Lego? What is this new piece that they've introduced here? This comic flame piece. It's kind of flat on one dimension, but it looks pretty good, and especially with the way you can angle these thrusters around jets, rockets, whatever they're supposed to be. They are on ball joints back here. It's kind of hidden down in there. There's not a whole lot of range of motion. It's mostly side to side, which is good, but you can kind of rotate them around a bit. You can angle the wings in. See if you can bring them back. Doesn't look like there's quite enough room to bring them back. I would like to be able to bring, yeah, see, that's a half of a click, not a full click of movement there. I kind of like that look better, but it's not technically a legal move to do that. But this is not bad. Has a couple of stud shooters here. That's perfect placement for those because I can just grab it like this, fly it around. That looks pretty good. And then just shoot whenever I want right from here with 2 shots. You know, 2 is better than 1. Pretty cool. And the Batman is attached with just the bracket piece here. It's easy to put them on, take them off. It's not too terrible looking to leave just the clear piece there, since it is clear, but it does raise his neck up a little bit. But I like these little new blast pieces. They have bars at both ends, so you can attach things in different ways. And you know, I noticed that there are some clips on the mech. There are probably some ways and some places where you can make this. There's another one out here. Probably some ways that you can kind of use that to your advantage to create some artificial action poses. I don't know if there's going to be enough friction here. Let me see if I can set this up to actually work. Maybe kind of cheat a little bit. I have a feeling there's going to be some way to do that. Maybe not with this, but yeah, not quite. But there's some other stuff in here that uses some bar pieces that might work a little bit better. These clip pieces are intended to be used with the energy infusers. I'll show you one of those included in this set in just a minute. First though, we need to talk about this guy, Firestorm, because he has even more of these new comic flame pieces that I'm sure Lego's going to be releasing in multiple colors. So these are smaller, just for the sake of comparison. Here's the Bat Glider again. See, much larger flame pieces there. They're side by side right now, not at different distances from the camera. That's just how different they are in size. And that's not even the end of it, because you've got this, I'm going to call that a splat piece. It just looks like splat to me. It's just a fire blast. Has a bar attachment, almost shield-like, and they've just attached it to a hollow stud right now. But they also include in the set a smaller version of that. Same thing. The bar sticking out the front of it, so you could potentially attach things to that as well, or you could even turn around the other way if you want to have a slightly different look to it, still attach other things to it, maybe make it look like, there's some energy that's kind of coming out of the center. It's being centralized there. This larger piece does not have that second side of bar extending from it, but much larger there. And then this is a new piece for 2018 here. It's not the same one that they used for the Power Blasts before. This one doesn't appear to actually fire like the Power Blast pieces did, which is a shame because those Power Blast pieces were nice, the ones they used for the Marvel sets. I mean, this looks nice too, but I think just recoloring those other ones would have worked just fine. This head is done pretty nicely. I feel like his face is a little bit plain and a little bit early 2000s to me. It's just trying to get that comic style in there that has a limited resolution. The torso print looks pretty good to me, though. You cannot take this flame piece off of his head, you know, just to kind of reduce that down. But you know, it's completely fused there, but kind of makes sense, I think. And the print on the front of the torso looks pretty good as well. And of course, I am intentionally kind of not talking about this piece, which is another new part. It has a couple of hollow studs attached to the base of it right now, but if I just reduce it, it's a 1x2 plate with rounded corners and hollow studs. Fantastic. What is Lego doing? All of a sudden, out of nowhere, they've added all these pieces. I'm not complaining. I think they're all cool. I think this one especially is going to be really useful for all sorts of things because it allows you to turn corners with parts at different angles. And it has the hollow studs. That's really smart. I like it. Firestorm also gets a second one of those small fist blast pieces. And there's a second right angle adapter for hands to hold on to, allowing you to switch your energy type over to this swirling flame. You get two of these, more new pieces, bars with swirls going around them. Seriously, what is Lego doing? What happened to Lego? Did they get bought by some other company or something? Did this all get outsourced to some new technology company that's willing to create new parts, and lots of them, and willing to create mechs that work really great? What's happening? I don't get it, but I like it. Okay, here are a couple of things that are a little less crazy. Obviously, Lex Luthor here on the left, character on the right is Cheetah, and yeah, this looks like the Lego that I know, though I do very much appreciate the printed piece that they have there, the 1x1 cylinder for the energy infuser. And there are three of those in total to collect, and you can attach those to Lex Luthor's mech. One comes with each of the related sets from this season. Cheetah gets the tail piece, which they had already introduced previously. Good to see them reusing that. And the torso prints, I think, look pretty good. My favorite between these two is the Lex Luthor torso print, especially on the front. Cheetah gets an alternate face, which is a good one. Has a good expression, works well with the hair there, and has some dots around the sides, so it's not just exactly what you see at the front. Yeah, I think both of these are done nicely, but not outrageously well. Rounding out the figures are Batman and Wonder Woman, and Lego specifically refers to this version of Batman as using the Rebirth Bat suit. I think both of these look good, although that Rebirth suit is a little bit plain, a little bit classic, I guess you might say. It does have some detail on the front. It has the two different golds apparent in the belt there. It's kind of shaped up okay, but it's too bad there's no print on the hips for that. The Wonder Woman is great, in my opinion. I really love that face that they gave her. It looks like the 80s TV Wonder Woman that I grew up on. Alternate face as well. Pretty good print on the back of the torso there. Good alternate face for Batman for sure. And that just does it for this set. So lots of surprises for me in this set. Fortunately, all of them are positive, good things. This is a good toy. Really, really, really good toy set. I just feel happy for kids who are able to get this. There's so much goodness here. I'm happy with the mech being so playable as it is. I'm happy about all these little blast things because they're not forced action features, yet they represent action, and giving such a variety of different ones, all these different shapes, just allows kids to choose what they want and to set up scenes how they want. Plus, the older crowd will, I'm sure, appreciate being able to use these different things for stop motions and for displays, for dioramas and things. It's just all good for everybody. Here they're showing you how you could make a connection between the Kryptonite prison that's part of the Superman and Krypto team up. I might have gotten the name of that mixed up, but separate set, so you can just attach that onto the back And they don't show you here how you could also take the additional power infusers and attach those in the 3 different positions from the other sets. But you know, interoperability is a nice thing, not mandatory. This probably won't look all that great, but I'm happy with the core of the set. The stuff that's important is done really well, I think. And I'm especially very, very serious about what I said with regards to the mech. I want to see LEGO doing mechs like this, you know, of this size, like this, from now on. They need to be at least this good. They've shown that they can make a nice, stable mech that's well covered in a reasonable size. I'm sure that at a larger size, they can figure out a way to add knees in there for some folks who want those, but for this size, this is just great. It just makes for a really good toy, and it's just done right. All right, I'm going to stop talking about this set and how much I like it now, because I have a lot more sets to review. So I'm going to move on, get to those, and talk to you again soon. Thanks for watching.